Okay, so I've had a go at testing out the drill on this, done a little bit of drilling, and come to the conclusion that the chuck is no good. The chuck body itself seems to run fine and the spindle runs fine. I think it's the problem that I'd noticed before where it had been struck with a hammer under here. It's pushing the jaws out and the bottom of the drill is just wandering off. I doubt you'll see it, but you may. So I don't think the chuck's any good, but that's not a great problem. I can change that out. It's a shame, Jacob's chuck, it should be quite a nice one, but it's not. Anyway, another little item. Well, there's a couple of items, but first one, I've been looking at the detailed drawings for parts for this, and up here on this one there's a little item in there that I can see called a bumper that goes in above the quill, and it is the quill bumper. Now, it didn't have one, and that could be the reason why the pinion gear broke off the feed spindle, because the bumper was missing. I always assumed this was the stop, but there should be a bumper in there as well. So I've got some reasonably hard foam. It compresses, so I don't know what the material is, what the bumper was made of, so I'm going to have a go at cutting out something. It's only a tube, and I don't know how deep it needs to be. Hopefully that's deep enough that will fit in the top there. I haven't taken any measurements yet, but I will do, so we'll find out what that is. So that's another item I've got to have a look at. And another little, I was just going through to see if I could find anything else that I'd missed off, because I thought I'd pretty much made everything else that was missing after getting the spindle cover done. That worked out nice. This is a silly little item and not necessary. Is there's a cap for the top of the pillar, and it just turns out, or as it happens, come off easy enough, that it is just about the same size as that. Now if I give that a little bit of a tap, that would go in. So basically I've got to make one of those, which I can make that out of my 10mm alley plate, I think. So there's another little project that's coming up that we'll have to do. So there's a couple of items still left to do, but that one in there, that bumper, I did look on eBay and I saw one for sale. It was obviously a used one. It was obviously well out of shape for what it should be, so and it was in the USA, so it would have cost a fortune to have it shipped over here, and it might not have been any good, so I didn't bother bidding on it at all. I'll have a go at making my own. So there's a few little projects for me to do still to get this up and running. I still haven't got the logos in yet. The plate that goes on there, that's the black on brass one. Is it mending? No, not mendings. I can't remember. And the Atlas one to go on the front. But they should be here soon. But apart from that, we're getting there. It's just the process of making the bumper. I've made one and put it already in there. So I've cut it out with the hole saws, and the spindle's out of the main drill at the moment, so, or the Atlas drill, that's why I'm not using that and using this old one. And I need to drill this from both sides, it just hasn't got the depth to go all the way through. And that's it, just cut that down to size with a Stanley knife. Put it in. So you only want about ½ an inch off of that. But that one can be kept as spare. I mean, it's supposed to be a consumable thing with the drills, having the bumpers in there. So it may be a case of when the one that's in there now squashes down, is just put another bit on top. This will compact in the end to get probably somewhere near where it wants to be. So there you go. Hello again. We're going to start cutting out for the cap for the pillar. Piece of aluminium plate. Now this is a 73mm. I think that's actually the outside diameter of that. So I'm hoping that'll give us the 70mm, but that is roughly. We'll give it a try. Got it all nice clamped down nicely. I think this is probably going to be one of the first jobs you see me drill on this machine. Just check to see that I've got that. I haven't put the depth stop back in since I put the bumper on. But, that won't affect what we're doing here. I've got the drill bit in there. It's well up out of the way, so there's about 12mm of clearance before the inner drill bit catches. So I don't know how this is going to work. We'll see. That looks very wobbly, but hopefully it'll. just a little bit of oil. Right, we are continuing cutting this out. I've left a little bit of a lip on there. I haven't gone all the way through with the whole saw. So, because this diameter here, the minor diameter, was slightly under the 70, which I was aiming for, so I've left a bit of a lip on, and that will sit on top, and I'll bring this minor diameter down to actually fit inside the pillar. So I've actually cut from this side, cut from the other side, so we'll just finish this off. There's only a little bit to do. But it was only a little bit to do. So it's a bit of an odd shape, but it'll give us a little bit of a lip to sit over the top. So next thing is getting it to a better shape. We've got to get this round to 70mm. We can do that. Okay, back in a minute. Okay, this is my little setup again, same thing as before when I was cutting circles, but for a change this time, now I've got them, I've put, there's an 8mm milling cutter, cheapie from China. Well, I've done a little bit, and it's working fine. It's a nice little tight setup on there. So we'll feed it in to the direction of cut again, as we did last time. I thought I'd mark the lowest point that it's going to come down to on there, but it's actually that side. So that'll be our start and finish for each pass. Then when we get down to that, we'll check the measurement and where we are at the moment. Let's see. We're about 71.5mm, so we've still got 1.5 mm to come off. Which is about that. So we'll get cracking. I'm going to adjust this, just bring it in touch. We're on slow speed, it's working fine. Well, we're about on 70 now. So that should do it. And we've got to reset for the one under, but I've got to move the position of the pivot under there. And what we got is just a end of a broken drill bit. So I'll put a new hole a bit nearer to this edge, because that's getting tight on there now. And we'll move that over. That produces quite a nice finish. Okay, back in a bit. I'll just bring you in for the last one or two cuts. What I actually done was came in shallow and just brought it into the right diameter, and now I'm just increasing the height of the cutter by very small amounts every time, just to bring it so we're cutting the right rebate on there. So this may be the last one, or maybe another very, very small cut afterwards, but we'll see. I think we'll have one more little cut on that. I think that'll do. That's not a bad finish with that. It's a bit gnarly in there, but I think that'll be alright. It will go over and just put it on the onto the pillar. See what it looks like. Right, let's put it on. Fits in there nice. A little bit loose, but that'll be alright. I think what we want to do now is polish it up. So that little drill stub out as well. That'll go alright. Okay. Alright, here we go. I'm going to use the actually I should be using the blue on aluminium, shouldn't I? There you go. Use the blue polishing compound on this one. I'm not going to go to the auto sol on this, because that's quite a nice finish on there already. Well, it's getting there. It's something I can spend a bit more time on. We'll take that stub of a drill bit out. go. So, simple little, not necessary thing, but it's just nice to have it all as it should be, I suppose. It would have been nice to have a dome on that, but I can't produce that. Or it would have took a lot of hand finishing, and I don't think I'm prepared for that. So that's good enough for what I want.